We're inching towards the end of the year, but why were these our favourite games in November?
Hi, I'm Libby, this is Julian, and together we are BoxedMeeples. And yes, it's towards the end of another month, so we're here talking about our favourite games that we played in November. Now, I haven't been that well for the last couple of months, so we probably haven't got as much gameplay done as we normally would have. But we're trying.
We're still getting some things to the table.
Yeah, we're getting slowly but surely through our sort of Essen haul pickups as best we can, and just we haven't had quite the variety that we've had to pick up from usually. So what are you going for?
Well, I really enjoyed the game Let's Go to Japan when we first played this. You might have seen this in our top 10 Wanderlust games. And when I was at Essen, you might have also seen that I picked up as many expansions as I could do because we weren't able to get the Kickstarter edition. So we've been replaying that, and I forgot how much I really do love it. Such a quick game to play. I think because we know it now, we can get to the table and play a game in about 20 minutes. And a lot of the actions kind of happen simultaneously. So in this game, you are basically planning a week in Japan. You're going to be visiting both Kyoto and Tokyo, and you've got to plan out when to do things, where you're going to place your cards, and more importantly, what card you're going to hand over to your opponent. Because there's a kind of Hanamakoji style element to this, because you're drawing a number of cards, choosing what you want, and then obviously passing over what you don't want. Now that can get really strategic because sometimes you can kind of figure out what your opponent's doing, and you can kind of put a fly in the ointment by giving them something you know they definitely don't want. Or of course you can keep the cards you do want to make sure you're getting the maximum scores and are meeting the objectives to kind of get this daily score on each of your days when you go through the scoring at the end of the game. I do love that kind of process that you go through. And of course, if you do give something to an opponent and they don't want it, there's a good chance it's going to come straight back to you and you're still not going to want it.
Yeah, I really like saving up those lovely little tokens that let you pick up another 3 cards and then discard 3 for exactly the point at which I've got to pick up your 4 discarded cards and lay 2 of them out, because I know that you're going to have given me hideous cards, and at least that gives me a bit of leeway to get something decent in my trip.
Now when we play it, we go full on experience, and for me the bit at the end where we talk about what we're doing and where we're going is as much fun as the actual process of playing it. The 2 expansions I think kind of notch up the complexity that little bit. So base game, you can teach it to anyone. It's very, very simple to play, and very quick to get going, and it's fun passing the cards around the table. But with the expansions in there, you've kind of got some hidden objectives and player skills in there, and an extra day where you get to go on a funny little jaunt to a new place. So it does keep it fresh and original if you're getting really used to playing Let's Go to Japan. So yeah, really great to get this back to the table and keep getting a chance to play it over and over again, because sometimes we have so many games, we don't get a chance to kind of focus on one. So it's been good to just, because it's quick to play it and then kind of build that strategy. So yeah.
And it's also really helping in ticking off all of those places that we need to put on our actual plans for whenever it is that we make a trip to Japan.
I think we're going to use, because I've seen lots of people online. I know Jenna's been in Japan, Jamie Stegmar's been in Japan. So it's kind of elevating my desire to go back to Japan all the more. And I think we could probably use this to plan our trip.
Definitely.
What's been your favourite game?
For me this month, we're still in Asia actually. One of the pickups from Essen that we have managed to play, which I was actually really surprised was easier to sort of pick up and learn than I thought that it might have been, and that's Tea Garden. And it's really interesting that you have so many different types of actions that you can do in terms of building your deck and then moving and getting different fields around with the tea leaves to sort of have that bit of area control. There's lots of tracks that you can go up and different things. And we have only played it once, but I really loved how much was going on, but how simple it was. In terms, it was quite easy to pick up. The iconography was really obvious, and it was one of those games where we finished it and I thought, oh, next time I think I'll do this, or next time I might do this. And it's also one of those games where I think you're not ever going to be able to do everything.
No, you have to focus on certain things to be.
And I think we both sort of tried to do a lot of things in the first game, because you're trying to think, oh, you can do this and you can do this. Oh, I must do that. And, you know, you see an opponent taking one track, maybe, you know, building out all of these, getting all of this black tea leaves and going up certain emperor tracks or whatever you're doing, and you kind of think, oh, I should be doing that. I haven't done any of that.
Yeah,
oh no.
I completely forgot to sail down a river until you started doing it. Oh yeah, that's another thing we need to be doing.
Yeah, sail down the river. But in actual fact, I think I shouldn't be panicking about what you're doing. I should be focusing on my choices and what works best with the things that I've put together to build up, and focus on a couple of things. So I'm really excited to play that again and really fine tune how it plays game after game and see all the different nuance that has. But a really nice varied game, I thought, in terms of, I think it will have that replayability because you've got so many different options to play with, and I really enjoyed the currency of the tea leaf in terms of how it, at the beginning of the rounds, if you've turned it to the black tea leaf, it's going to get more expensive, it's going to be better for you. But if it's the fresh green leaf, then it's going to get less expensive and it's going to get worse for you because it hasn't been fermented, so essentially it's going to go off, kind of thing. And working out what you need when, of what kind of tea leaves to be able to purchase the things you need, maybe build that deck up, things like that. It was an interesting currency. I really liked that element.
Now, designer Thomas Hollick has obviously done SETI and Galileo Galilei. So based on that, based on Tea Garden, I'm so excited when we're going to be able to get those to the table as well. He is a designer to keep an eye on. He's really on a roll at the moment.
We picked up all three at Essen, and so far we've just ticked that one off the list, but we have been learning the other two, so hopefully, as I'm starting to feel better, fingers crossed, who knows, we will be able to get those other two and talk to you about those too soon.
But what game have you really loved in November? Do let us know in the comments down below. And have you played either Tea Garden or Let's Go to Japan or any other Asian games, it seems? Also, do let us know down below. And obviously, if you're new to the channel,
then do please subscribe. That would be fantastic to have you join us in our board game chats that we have every week here on the channel.
And where is a great place to buy such games?
Well, we think that you should go to your friendly local game store, and for us here in the southeast of England, it is of course Chaos Cards, of which you will, as usual, find a discount code in the description if you are shopping with them online.
That's a brand new code we just put up, so if you've used the code in the past, try using this one. Because it's probably going to work and you'll be able to save yourself some money at the checkout.
In time for Christmas.
Ideal timing, really, getting those sales. But as always, thanks so much for watching.
Bye.